Welcome to the Rich Flow of Life podcast. Join Valerie Kanay, the award-winning authority author, as she takes you on a journey for your personal evolution. Valerie Kanay talks to enlightened featured guests who hold the keys to unlock your unique life situation. They each bring to the table their very powerful personal spin to inspire and empower you to learn to step up your game into the rich flow of life.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Valerie Kanay, and today our featured guest is Christine Iliadis, who I'm so proud, pleased, and honored to have joining us. You see, Christine declares that she is a diehard, and she is just dedicated her life to helping others using the most powerful tool, and that is the written word. She is the author of Paradox Freedom. You see, this book is all about self-empowerment through the use of positive affirmations, which Christine details out and makes it all plain and simple. For Christine tells me, since early childhood, she's been deeply passionate about the inner works of how the human mind works on both levels, conscious and the subconscious. So therefore, she's dedicated herself to expressing, to share her philosophy, to bring the light to humanity for the greatest and the highest good of all, for generations to come. So on that note, welcome, Christine, to our program.
Hi, Valerie. It's great to be on your show. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So nice to have you. And we want to hear about your philosophy about life and the inner works of the mind, the subconscious mind, and how these positive affirmations work. So the topic of your book, tell us about that.
Okay. Well, Paradox of Freedom is designed as a guideline for every individual in the world. It doesn't matter who you are. It helps to gain and maintain lifelong internal freedom and inner peace. By age 5, we exhibit our own personality, behavior, and our morals. Growing up, we develop these traits as if we're being brainwashed. This dictates our society. If every being in the world has the same behavior, it can be very mentally and emotionally draining. This false reality of expectation is dominating and controlling our minds, which creates our pessimistic, depressing, and mundane lives. This continual downward spiral has isolated us from our true human nature and the ability to be truly internally free and happy. So what I've done is I've designed a self-help, self-empowering, self-improving book focusing on the mental wellness and health to promote a happy and positive lifestyle. This will inspire the reader to gain and maintain lifelong internal freedom and inner peace through positive and realistic thought. It's contrary to what has been learned in our everyday lives.
That's so cool.
Thank you. It enables the reader to claim control of their subconscious mind. It teaches the reader how to embed positive thoughts before you sleep so you can feel happy, healthy, and instill an optimistic lifestyle. So that being said, Paradox of Freedom differs from all other books because it enables you, the reader, to take control of your life by using your subconscious mind to its full potential. After reading this book, you're going to realize which immobilizers, or shall I say, things that inhibit you, how these immobilizers pertain to you, if any, so you can read the words to live by at the end of the corresponding chapter of the book. And this is, of course, the last thing that you would do before you go to bed. And you'll realize that you'll be programming your mind by instilling powerful thoughts every night. These positive thoughts will replace all the negative ones learned while growing up. Keep in mind, though, that you've spent a lifetime learning negative thoughts, so it will take some time to reprogram the way you think and the way you think positively. And that way you can wake up every morning feeling like you've gained your independence and freedom.
Okay. So when we talk about immobilizers, inhibitors, those are really big words. So we have to let people know what we mean by this. These are the kind of things that keep you stuck. They're the things that keep you from moving forward. Right, Christine? These are the things that you're trying to overcome your challenges. And you think, why do I keep making these same mistakes? How come it seems like I'm not making any progress? What's got me so in the same position. And so this is what we know all about what we call the subconscious mind. Tell us all about the subconscious mind, because we really need to break it down, what's going on underneath the conscious mind.
Okay, well, for instance, let's say you're trying to walk through a doorway and you get into a cobweb, right? So you're breaking through that cobweb and you're trying to get through. Well, you're going to get through. You're going to go one step forward, and guess what? Two steps back, because your hair is going to get caught, your clothes are going to get caught. So that's what the entanglements, the immobilizers or inhibitors are. They're negative emotional entanglements holding us back, and kind of going to go through a couple of them with you, if that's okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so how about validation? Well, it's one of the largest and most complex of all emotional immobilizers. It's approval seeking. We tend to seek approval from everyone as a way to justify our self-worth. So what we need to do right now is understand that we're all born with self-worth because we simply do exist. We were born into this world as everyone else, regardless of status, culture, and creed. We're all worthy and welcome to be here. So what my book offers is the opportunity to go through some positive affirmations. So at the end of the chapter, you'd see words to live by. So for instance, you'd say, I understand people will not understand or agree with me half of the time. By saying that every night, you're already ready to face the fact that 50% of the world's going to agree with you and 50% won't. And you're going to be okay with that. And for instance, here's one more for it. It is futile to convince others. I refuse to argue and agree to disagree. That's a great way to just let things go and just not have to validate everything. So that's just one. I mean, there's a lot more than that. There's also, how about breaking the boundaries? It's like breaking the barrier of convention. It's one of the hardest things to do. As we've grown up over the years, we've been conformed or structured to behave a certain way and made to believe that any other way is just uncivilized and unacceptable. Well, a perfect example of this is, may I go to the washroom, teacher? I mean, here we are. Society dictates that we should think outside the box and think for ourselves. Yet in contradiction, we need clearance, approval, permission for everything. This continuous need to secure permission for our every thought and action instills self-doubt in us, and we don't even realize it. I mean, I'm not disputing that we shouldn't have rules, but I'm talking about how this has instilled our mind process over the years. So now we're always trying to find out what our boundaries are, and all of us are stuck not being able to think outside the box. A good word to live by, so positive affirmation could be, I will not let a plan become bigger than me. That really does help. It makes people feel like, you've got something to do, a task to do. Just take it at what it is, a task. I'm not going into a lot of them really. I don't want to go into all of them in detail, just a kind of like a little feel to see where we're all at. There's a justice trap. It's easy to blame others and state things or people are either fair or unfair. This is known as the justice trap. The reality is that nothing in life is fair. If the world was so organized and everything was fair, no living creature would survive a day. Like example, the food chain, right? So, I mean, everything's set the way it's supposed to be. And fairness is an external concept developed by a person in order to avoid taking charge of their own life. We must want something strongly enough to plan a strategy and then achieve and attain it. Persistence really helps. Having persistence, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Christine. So I know, like in your private talk, we talked behind the scenes a little bit about why you wrote the book, and you can cover that, a little bit in detail why you wrote the book. But I knew you were having like great success with helping your friends. So just go into that a little bit about why you wrote the book and how you're helping your friends out.
Sure. I had a few friends come to me and talk to me about certain immobilizers, and some that I haven't even brought up, like anxiety, fear, guilt, worry. And I just offered them some help by giving them a positive affirmation to say before bed. And a couple of months later, 60 nights of them doing this, they came back to me and said, you know what? I feel better. I'm not as anxious about things, or I don't feel guilty anymore about what happened to me a year ago. So it made me wonder, if I put these thoughts down on paper, maybe I can help some more people. As a matter of fact, my friends told me to write it down and write a book. And
Wow.
so I did.
So you went on encouragement. That's cool. All right. So that's progress.
I feel good about it. I feel good that I'm got the ability to maybe help somebody else the way that I helped my friends.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And so now I know the Paradox of Freedom is like a pocket self-help book, is it? Is that the way you've designed this to work out?
Yes. It's I designed it that way to be a quick read because it's a smaller size than regular books. It's about 115 pages. I wanted it to be a nice, discreet pocket book that you could put in your nightstand drawer, your desk drawer at work, or your purse, glove box. It's a daily dose of positive reinforcement.
And we need a daily dose of something positive.
That's right. We constantly and unintentionally feed our mind negative, immobilizing thoughts. And we really need to stop doing that because we're just feeding ourselves bad things, kind of like putting weeds on our grass instead of flowers. I mean, if you want flowers on your garden, in your garden, you have to plant them. Well, if you want to have a good mind, you need to plant good thoughts. And I really believe in that strongly in my heart. And I just want everybody to feel how powerful our subconscious mind is. Oh yeah, I didn't even explain about what I think about that.
Well, let's explain it. Shed some light on it.
Okay. Well, to me, it's a huge memory bank with unlimited capacity. It's permanently storing everything that ever happens to you, kind of like a filing cabinet. And slowly but surely throughout the day, it leaks a little bit, at a time. And we'll be like, oh, I smell a cinnamon. For instance, I smell a cinnamon bun. Oh, I remember when I had a cinnamon bun with my mom when I was a little girl. Well, these things are coming from our subconscious mind. Just like if someone was told us that we were stupid, something might trigger us to remember that. So again, throwing good things into our subconscious means that when it leaks and something comes into the surface, like right now, it's going to be a good thought. That's what we want to do. So I guess the subconscious mind is a bridge between your mind and body. It's also memorized all your comfort zones. I'll get into that a little bit more in a second. But I think of the conscious mind as it commands you, and your subconscious mind obeys. So it's like an unquestioning servant. The servant works day and night to make your behavior fit a pattern consistent with your emotionalized thoughts. So that would be like your desires, your hopes and dreams. Hope I've explained that. That's a little bit hard to explain for me, but I think I write better than I speak.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's cool, but what I was curious to know is like you say, the affirmations and the things that you put into your command center, you do this right before resting, sleeping at night. Why is it important to do it right before you go to sleep? I'm just curious to know that.
Because when you're dozing off in bed and all of a sudden you can feel you're dozing off, that's your that's your conscious mind kind of switching off, just sleeping, not going unconscious or going, into a coma or anything. Just your conscious mind is resting. That switch off makes your subconscious that much more awake. So when you say something before you go to bed, it's trailing into that subconscious as the last thought that you had. That's why a lot of the times, if you have a religion of some kind, you're taught to say your prayers before bed as the last thing you say. Well, this is the same thought. You're telling your mind something that you want your mind to remember.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So you're speaking to that subconscious at that level at that point in time when you're right into that, going into that restful state. Okay, so can the Paradox of Freedom be a one-time read, or is it a book that you need to read many times? How does that work out?
You would read the whole book once first, determine what your immobilizers are, and then get a daily dose of the one or as many immobilizers as you have. You would read those chapters over again and instill the positive affirmations daily, a daily dose every night before you go to bed, until that is actually working. So if I say I'm going to be better at math, I could say that every night until finally I feel that I'm getting better at math. And believe in yourself, because if you don't believe that these positive affirmations are not going to work, you're already instilling a negative thought. So it's not going to work. You have to believe in the positive power that you have to control your mind and make you the best person that you can be.
Awesome. So you sound highly convinced that you think we all have that power of positivity within us to switch that switch on and do it?
We do. I've done it, and I know people that have. It's really good. I said I would publish a book, and I did.
That's incredible. I love it. So you are living proof that it works, and that this is something out of the blue, out of the extraordinary, that you put it to use, you put it to practice, and you would definitely get the positive outcome with the use of positive affirmations. So Christine, that is so awesome. So let's now take this time out, as our program has come to an end, for you to let people know how they can get a copy of your book, how they can get in connection with you to get further information, training, what have you. This is your time.
Okay. I want to say to everybody out there, you have the power to achieve this, all that we've talked about: empowerment, positive affirmations. So how you can find Paradox of Freedom, Amazon.com, .ca, .co.uk. I'm on WH Smith and Blackwell, Waterstones. My gosh, you name it, I'm everywhere. Chapters, Indigo. But you can find all the information and all the quick links on my website. So, would you like my website?
I would love your website.
Okay. I'll spell it after, okay? It's Christine Iliadis author.wordpress.com. Okay, so spelling it: CHRISTINE ILIAD as in David, IS as in Sam, author.wordpress.com.
Okay, very cool. And in the future, Christine, are you going to be doing any kind of workshops, seminars, webinars? Can they expect anything like that coming down the pipe?
I'm going to be doing book launches, but in Canada. So if anyone's in Canada, it's October 22nd, the first one, and it's at the Ajax Town Library. Ajax is about an hour east of Toronto. Anyways, all the information will be on my website, so this is just the easier way to get to me. And I will respond to any emails, because my email's on there as well.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Christine, for sharing with us. It's been very enlightening. I'm always hip to hear something positive that always puts us into the rich flow of life. And this whole thing here definitely puts us into the Rich Flow of Life podcast. So thank you for joining us. And I just want to say I love you dearly. And goodbye.
Thank you very much, Valerie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Rich Flow of Life podcast with host Valerie Kanay. We're most appreciative you took the time to be with us. And thank you. For more action, go subscribe to Valerie Kanay Talks YouTube channel and like us on Facebook at Valerie Kanay Talks and follow us on Twitter at Valerie Kanay. Until next time, we love ya.